My partner cheated, but I want to salvage the relationship. I want to work through it if we can. If you've been cheated on, you know that there's a lot of emotion involved with it. But what's actually interesting is that those emotions mimic the signs of PTSD. So we have the intrusive thoughts, we have the nightmares, the hyper alertness, but still wanting to withdraw from social situations, wanting to kind of withdraw from life. The nightmares, the intense emotions of anger, pain, really struggling with so much. The important thing is that we start dealing with those first before we get on to trying to fix the marriage. It's important that you feel settled, your nervous system feels settled, your brain feels settled as much as you can. So when we're dealing with infidelity, we start with our emotions first. You can also start thinking about what you need from the other person in this moment. Is it space? Do you need them to be closer? Do you need them to go away? Can you share a bed together? Can you share a room together? Can you even share a house together? How much involvement do you want from them in your everyday life? In things as hypervigilance kicks in, which means you need to have complete transparency of their life more than you used to. And it can make you even feel like I'm going crazy because I need to look at their phones, look at their emails, look at where they're spending all of their time. And this is all very, very common and completely normal when you have experienced a traumatic event like being cheated on. With these emotions, you'll start questioning everything about the person, but you also start questioning everything about yourself. How did I miss the signs? Did they show me and I turned away? Did I see a red flag? What about that time there? Where were they? Where about that time there? Who were they with? So you dissect every moment together, every moment apart, trying to put the pieces together, trying to make sense in the brain. You may ask the other person questions about the affair. The one rule that it's important to remember is you don't ask details on the intimacy. Details about the intimacy will help you get a clearer picture, but unfortunately that's not a good thing because it will make those dreams more vivid. It will make those intrusive thoughts more vivid. It will bring up stronger emotions, which is different from what we want. You want to be able to have the other person answer questions so you can put the pieces together, because sometimes that alone can make us feel a little bit better. But what we don't want is detailed explanations about intimacy, about what has happened, how many times, and things like that, because that will create a more clearer picture in your head, which is kind of like seeing someone, if someone explains to you about a car accident is one thing, but if you see photos and you see bloody hands and you see severed hands, that's a whole different idea. That's too much information. And it's the same thing when we're asking these questions, that we don't go too much into the intimacy details, because that won't help. Once you work through the emotion, it's only then that we can start building on the relationship. We can start examining, where did it go wrong? What did I do wrong? What did the other person do wrong? But one of the questions that everybody who's been cheated on still struggles with is, will they do it again? How do I know? I mean, I can accept them back into my life and we can rebuild this and we can work on this and we can work through this. The biggest fear is, will they do it again? And there are some warning signs that you can look out for on how the person handled this situation. When they've cheated, were they honest with you? Do they view cheating as wrong, immoral, and unethical? Or are they just trying to brush it off? Is it physical cheating or is it emotional cheating? Is it just chatting to someone? Was it just a kiss? All these things matter, and how the other person, the person who has cheated, how they view that cheating. Are they, you are just overreacting, it was just a kiss, or it was just the one time? Do they feel remorseful for what they've done? Do they feel horrible and terrible for what they've done? Or are they trying to brush it or run through the emotions quickly so they can just get back to the relationship? They can just get back to how it was before. Does the person who has cheated take responsibility on their cheating? Do they give you the space that you need? And another red flag is, do they have a pattern of lies and deceptions? Have you been lied to or deceived by them before, and continuously lied and deceived by them before? If they're not able to communicate openly, or they're very secretive, or they refuse to empathize with what you're going through, what you're struggling through, how big your pain is, These are all red flags. These are all signs that the person might do it again. What we want out of the partner that has cheated to rebuild a relationship again is that sense of responsibility, is that sense of ownership, that deep empathy for the pain that they've caused. They can see how the havoc that they created in a relationship, in the family. They can see how it impacted the other person, how it impacted people around them, and they have deep remorse around that. They can see how much impact and pain and suffering this has caused, and they actually feel deep remorse and they've apologized about it. An important thing to remember, if you have been cheated on and you do want to work through it, is you take it step by step, day by day, and you can change your mind, especially if the other person isn't doing the work to help you work through those emotions and help you build a bridge to create a better new relationship.